All people come to him, come to the way of Sultan al-Anbiya, most honored one and most glorified one, most praised one in divine presence, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نويت الأربعين، نويت الاعتكاف، نويت الخلوة، نويت العزلة، نويت الرياضة، نويت السلوك، نوينا الصيام في هذا المسجد. أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. We are continuing Tafsir of Surat al-Nazi'at. If Shaykh Sahib will recite from يوم ترجف الراجفة until عظام النخرة.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يوم ترجف الراجفة تتبعها الرادفة قلوب يومئذ واجفة أبصارها خاشعة يقولون أئنا لمردودون في الحافرة أئذا كنا عظاما نخرة. صدق الله العظيم.
From last night I couldn't come and I'm here today, and we are asking where we arrived last night in the tafsir, and we are beginning to check with each other where we arrived. So from yesterday till today we forgot. This is the human nature. Too much we are busy in dunya, too much we are busy in different issues, we forget where we arrived. It will bring to me a story of Grand Shaykh, may Allah bless his soul, about Sayidna Omar son and Sayidna Ali's son. They were arguing. My father is better, not better, but more knowledgeable or whatever, and your father, no, my father, arguing both of them. And Sayyidina Ali passed by them and he saw them arguing, asking them what's going on. They felt shy from Sayyidina Ali, but this is the nature of people. Everyone wants to say I. Anything that's good for him, he wants to see it, I am that one. And there is no one, or everyone is going to die. No one can raise his head. لمن الملك اليوم لله الواحد القهار. Between the two blow in the trumpet, Allah took the soul of everyone. No one is living anymore by the first trumpet, by the first sound, everything dies. So where you can raise your head and say, I am, there is no I am in tariqah or in sharia. There is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they were arguing. This one says, my father Sayyidna Omar better. This one says, my father Sayyidina Ali better. And Sayyidina Ali passing, hearing them both. And he said to his son, no, wait. Sayyidina Omar is better. Look how they love each other. They don't say, no, I am the one. say no, his father is better. And why a story? The story goes like that. And these are stories of visions from awliyaullah. He said when Sayidna Omar left dunya, they are going to bury him. Everyone going to taste that. May Allah give it to us as paradise in our graves.
Ameen.
I don't know why we think too much and love too much of dunya when we know our end is going to be in the grave. What kind of arrogance we are showing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when we say, I am here also. You are there, I am here. He doesn't say, Ya Rabbi, you are the one that created everything and you are the one that will forgive, or you are the one that you will dress and bless your servants. He is the one. So when he was buried, as every person, but he is Khalifa to Rasulillah, he is the Khalifa of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But for grave, when everyone has to go to grave, either it's a paradise or it's a punishment. So make sure that inshallah our graves are a paradise. And the story continues that Sayidna Omar when was buried and people read what they have to read, Surat Yasin, and as it is mentioned in the hadith, Iqra'u Surat Yasin ala mawtakum, recite Yasin on your deceased people. And people left. At that time, two angels will come, Ankar or Nakir, to question the person in the grave. Everyone going to see that, except prophets, because they are infallible, no sin. So they don't need to be questioned. And who dares to question a prophet? Unless if he is Nakir, denial. He deny the prophecy of a prophet. So they came and they asked Sayyidina Omar, who you worship? Means who is your Lord, who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who you worship? If they ask us what we have to say, first, before we are going to say anything, is our tongue frozen or not? Because if someone is an unbeliever and doesn't accept the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He is the creator, that no one is associated with Him, no one is with Him, they are going to freeze his tongue not to speak. For mu'min they speak, they answer Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Sayyidina Omar, the angel asked him, two angels, one of them asked him, who you worship? First question in the grave, Man Rabbuk? Who are your Lord? Who is your Lord? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sayidna Omar said, oh, I didn't hear well. Approach. I cannot hear you. And he approached the angels. And he asked another time, who is your Lord? Man Rabbuk? Who is your creator? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, I'm not hearing. Approach. So he approached. The distance is very close. And he said, what is your question? Now I can hear. Man Rabbuk? If we've been asked that question, Man Rabbuk, what we have to say?
Allah.
Say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah. Inshallah, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will intercede for us.
Ameen.
To say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya Rabbi Allah, we are saying it from here. You accept it or not? We are saying La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah alayha nahya wa alayha namut wa alayha nalqa Allah. From here, before we die, there we don't know what we are going to say. We are saying it's here instead of akhirah. It will work as with akhirah. So he said, what? He said, Man Rabbuk? He said, come more near me. And this is a khassat with Sayyidna Omar. Special for Sayyidna Omar. He said, oh, you are asking me, I'm explaining. You are asking me, Man Rabbuk? You don't know who is my Lord? And he punched him on his eye, right eye, and he broke his eye. He said, now you learn who is. Why I did that? You are coming. I am coming from 100 yards from my home to the grave, Jannatul Baqiyah. You are coming from heavenly place, coming all the way here, cutting distances and moving fast to reach to ask me these questions. Don't you dare to ask, how you dare to ask me when I am coming 100 yards or 100 meters and you are coming millions of years of light in that heavenly power that you are coming with it. You did not forget, I have to forget? Take it another time. That story of Grand Shaykh, may Allah bless his soul.
Ameen.
To show us how it's a hikayah, it's a story. To show us how much respect even angels of death has to give to Khulafa al-Rashidun, the Khalifas of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it reminded me, from yesterday till today we forgot what we have, where we arrived. And all of us, we are trying to أتحذر. To guess where we arrived. I think we arrived in the second blow where everyone will come alive. First blow, everyone is dead. 40 years in between. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala leaves dunya as it is. And he says to himself, by himself, لِمَنِ الْمُلْكُ الْيَوْمِ. He is is sending that message from him to him, to whom is the kingdom today? Is there anyone can raise his head? Any person? No way. Allah is saying everyone is trembling in the day of judgment. Every Nabi is trembling. That's why they come to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All Anbiya with their own nations. قلوب يومئذ واجفة واجفة شديدة الاضطراب, shaking so much. Hearts at that day will be shaking too much. And the heart other than prophets, everyone other than prophet is shaking his heart, even prophets. But other than Prophet ﷺ and other prophets, people will be, their hearts will be shaking. They are afraid what will happen to them. من سوء أعمالهم وقبح أفعالهم. From their people are afraid, their hearts are shaking like an earthquake. How you feel an earthquake, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put into your heart as if you are in an earthquake and this earthquake is going to crash you down. So people are with such a trembling they are feeling, and they don't know what they have to say, because قلوب يومئذ واجفة أي كثيرة الاضطراب عاصية. A heart that is full of sins, and everyone's heart is full of sins. Is that correct? اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. Which in the interpretation and meaning, when you sit and you begin to think, that's why Allah said contemplation is important, meditation is important, because then you are thinking how your heart is, and what you have to do to fix this shake of the heart. When you are in an advanced meditation, as the ayah say, الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض. Those who make zikr standing or sitting or laying down, and they remember and they think about the creation of heaven and earth. في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا. Oh Allah, you did not create this for nothing. There is a wisdom. We believe in that. So when you begin to meditate through that ayah, there will be an earthquake in your heart against the bad desires. That's why قلوب يومئذ واجفة. Hearts at that moment are going to be shaking like earthquake, like the blow of the second blow, where Allah ordered Israfil to blow in the trumpet to bring back life from graves. So your body, your jism, your body is a grave for your soul. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want to take the soul pure back by meditation, but real meditation, not some un-Islamic meditation and doing all kind of different practices and experiences and imaginations and hallucinations, and count and tons of website for such imagination meditation, I know one person who sells spirituality on internet. You heard that? They sell spirituality on internet, and themselves they go to psychiatrists. They have problems in their life. How is that possible? You are selling it with money to teach, and you teach yourself is better. So when you meditate, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rejuvenate. He rejuvenates your heart back. But with a real meditation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nafs, the self, has a heart. And in the practices of meditation, you have to try to bring that heart back from the prison of the self. Now, our soul in the prison of the body, and that soul has a heart. That nafs has a heart. That heart is in the prison of the nafs, in the prison of that heart in the prison of the nafs, of the self. Because that nafs, that self, mutamarrida, rebellious, doesn't want anyone to share the heart with her, so it doesn't let the heart to come out. Sharida, running away from anything that is anything that goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wants you to worship it, to worship yourself, to worship yourself. That's why Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, أخوف ما أخاف على أمتي الشرك الخفي. The most I fear for my ummah is the hidden shirk. Means I know, I am the best. My mind, I am the super duper intelligent. I don't accept anyone else's opinion. They study a little bit in university and take a certificate, they put it in their bathrooms. They're happy with it. It doesn't mean anything to Allah or to Prophet or to piety. It's for dunya. You have something like that. So the nafs is a runner, running away from Allah and His Prophet and from Iman and Islam and Ihsan, running away from good manners, good behaviors. As Prophet said, I have been sent to perfect your characters. They run from that, they don't want that. So that is the nafs al-mutamarrida al-sharida. Nafs that it is rebellious and a runner. Doesn't want to stay in one place. Keep the heart in its command. An-nafira an al-haq. That does not accept anything correct or does not accept Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That moment of the nafs, yawma idhin, means that moment, that day that is coming, which that nafs also is holding the heart. Wajifa. So that one, the day of rebellious is beginning to diminish in the self of the believer, and the believer begin to see the reality appearing, he begin to shake. And that's not for those who are accepting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and accepting Islam, and they are believers in Islam, in good manners, they have good manners, they have khashya, they have fear from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they begin to be on the Sirat al-Mustaqim, and that's why they will feel that wajifa, that shake, too much shaking. And that shake mostly goes to the people who are unbelievers. Unbelievers, they will be afraid from the second blow because they are going to be alive and they are going to be asked. In the same way, that's in the main literary meaning. In the interpretational meaning, the self of mu'min even, or the self of a mu'min or a Muslim will shake when he reflect on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala greatness, how He created these heavens and earth. He created heavens without poles, without post. And Allah is saying, who can do that with no poles, no post, that have that skies that we don't know how far it goes, full of planets, full of stars, and no one will hit the other. I was watching, and I said it before, I was watching a documentary about the sun. You can see the flame coming from the big explosions on the sun, and these scientists, some of them are good, but the rest, they don't believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can hold this universe together as He is holding the sun. They have a big proof for themselves to see the sun is burning, explosion on it, and never separated or divided. It's still circle and still blowing heat and flames and fire and explosions, and it's still in the same place. Who can hold that? The one that can hold that is the one that can create hellfire. This sun is like hellfire, is not? It is not the reality of the hellfire. Hellfire more than that. This is nothing. Sun is like a toy in the day of judgment. Those who are أبصارها خاشعة, their visions, أبصارها, when they are looking and seeing that this shaking in their hearts and seeing that the sound of the second blow coming, أبصارها أصحابها, means those who are seeing that are full, their hearts is so afraid from if Allah will punish them. So that what become the description? خاشعة لله, submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the second blow. Whom Allah wants them to be saved, they will submit. Whom Allah let them down, as they let Him down in their life, will leave them to suffer. And they are يقولون إنا لمردودون في الحافرة. They say, those unbelievers whom Allah let them down, it's not correct. How? After we will be dead, how they can bring us alive? And they send us to graves. We don't accept that. We deny that. Those who deny that, Allah is saying to them, yes, you are going to be thrown in the graves. And I am going to create you, even though you are bones that have holes in them, and when you carry them, they break down. Even you broke down to the coccyx, I am bringing you back. And that's why scientists today, they found, because it is mentioned in Holy Quran that the whole body will disintegrate except one small molecule or particle or element that is alive, that the secret of soul is there in it, is the coccyx of a human being. That's one never dies. And the coccyx is so small, the last bone in the body, so small that it has that living species. So scientists, what they want to do, they want to check if that is correct, as the Holy Quran say, and the hadith of Prophet ﷺ said. The meaning of the hadith, I don't recall it now. The meaning of the hadith that the whole body will disintegrate except the coccyx of a human being. One small bone in the coccyx. So they took the coccyx and they put it under very high pressure, and they scratch it completely, become like powder. Then in the lab, and then they took that powder and they examined under big microscope or in different ways, chemical ways, and they found that the coccyx, in it there is a small element that is still alive, didn't die. They took that coccyx and another one, and they put in fire, like when they cremate. What is left from their cremation? Nothing. They cremate a human being. They torture them 2 times. One time in the grave, one time in the grave, and one time in the hellfire, 3 times. Alhamdulillah, Muslim, they bury. So they took that coccyx and they put it under high fire, and they burn it completely into ashes, nothing left. When they took the ashes and examined, they found that this still particle is alive. And Prophet said it 1400 years ago, that يبلى جسد ابن آدم إلا عظم الذنب. All the body of a human being disintegrate except the bone of the coccyx. There is inside it. From that Allah bring back everyone alive. And that sound that this blow will do, the second blow, the second sound, everyone will hear it, even they are in deepest part of deepest graves in the world, they can hear it from the deep air. If they are buried down, they can hear it back. So we have to know that this day is coming. So what we have to prepare for it? First of all, to be a Muslim, do your 5 pillars, and then knows that Prophet ﷺ said, I have been sent to perfect the manners and characters of my ummah. So we have to be in good manners and good characters to each other, not to fight with each other for dunya rank. Today they are fighting for dunya rank. One grand Shaykh passed away, and Shaykh Sharafuddin wrote his will that after me, Shaykh Abdullah Dagestani, what he did after Shaykh Sharafuddin passed away, he took the will tear it apart, go to the river, throw it in the river. And he said, I don't want anyone to know who am I. That's awliya. Not saying one or two, I don't know, might be up with Trinity later. Might be. Be careful. Don't harm innocent people through your crazy understanding. When things goes to a lower level of the first level of murids, everyone wants to say, oh, this my shaykh, this my shaykh. They make problems. Leave that matter. It's not in your hand. Whom Allah wants, wants. And we say that may Allah bless everyone who doing good for this tariqah or for Islam or for Iman. We don't want to have problem in Akhirah to say inna la marduduna fil hafira, to deny that we are going to be thrown in the graves. And al-hafira has another meaning, means the one هو الماشي إنما الحافر هو الماشي في تلك الطريقة. Al-hafir, the one who digs, who is digging. So when you are digging, al-hafir means digging and walking, making like a continuous mark non-stop. You can see it on the ground when someone is digging in a straight line. You can see where he is digging and walking. So everyone whose heart is good or his heart is bad is digging to reach his destiny. So if you are digging in the right way toward Sirat al-Mustaqim, you are saved. If you are digging toward dunya, not the bad dunya, the bad desire, then you have a problem. It is said that al-hafira, the digging, where you dig, mostly you dig on earth. And our bodies are earth to our souls. So our souls will dig in our bodies to extract the bad desires from our bodies and clean them and clean the graves of our chest. So وَقُبُورِ صُدُورِنَا, and the graves of our chest. And Allah they say أَإِذَا كُنَّا عِظَامًا نَخِرًا, even if we are in tribulating bones, deteriorating bones, even our bones are deteriorating and holes in it, are we coming back? Is it possible in our mind of dunya mind coming back? Of course we come back. As the one that sent your soul to the womb of your mother without making mistake which womb it has to go in, goes directly to the right inn, to the right house, the womb of your mother, the soul will go moving distances from paradise all the way to reach the soul. That one who made that can bring you back. Is not? Just look, our souls. Every day, how many children are being born? Thousands? Hundreds of thousands? too many. And all these souls will leave from a point that Allah put them in. All of them, they are like moving like laser. How the laser, if you put too many lights together in different colors, and you can see them different colors, and everyone is a light going in its direction. The light doesn't go crooked. You shoot a light with flashlight, for example, it goes straight. It doesn't go like that. So souls are from lights. They go straight. How these hundreds of thousands of souls every day, in the same time, some of them, they go in the womb of the mother, is not? No. Because every minute there is someone born. Not someone, many. So they don't make a mistake. They go all the way, cutting that distance and reaching the womb of the mother without going into another womb. That one who allowed that by his order cannot bring us back from death. Yes. Even your bones, all your bones being gone except that coccyx, he's bring you back. And he mentioned Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, idhaman nakhira, means bones completely deteriorated. Completely, it has holes in it. To show that this is the most disintegrate of the human body, and the bones that the body was able to stand with. Without the bones, the body cannot. Without the skeleton, the body cannot stand up. And the one who made you to walk on your feet, the 2 feet, you can balance yourself. We know in normal life, if you want to open a ladder, it has to stand on 3 dimensions. It's not? 3 is a triangle. So if it is not 3, it falls down. But why a human being doesn't fall down? They have only 2 lines, 2 dimensions. How they can survive not to fall down? They are balanced. How they can balance themselves? Allah knows best. So human being is the form that Allah wanted to His servants through a skeleton. And in that skeleton, millions and billions, not millions, billions of cells. It's not? They say the human body is 3 trillions of cells. Every 6 months it rejuvenates. How Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring them back into that body? And everyone will appear as he was appearing in dunya. At age of 37, some scholars they say. Because it is the age that the middle one. As Allah created everything from absolute Adam, nothingness, He can bring them back from absolute nothingness. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the milk when it comes from the cow, the milk has in it cheese, is not? Has in it water, correct?
No.
They mix together, but everyone is separate. And I recall the story of Grand Shaykh, may Allah bless his soul. And we continue tomorrow, but the story is he said that in the previous time, not this time, they used to have debate between believers and non-believers. In the time of Imam Shafi'i, a group of unbelievers came to Egypt or Baghdad at that time, Baghdad. Egypt later. First, he was living in Baghdad when he put his mazhab, Sayidna Imam Shafi'i. And then when he moved to Egypt, he saw too much commotion and too much bad desires, and so he changed his mazhab. He made it more strict. But one day, a group of unbelievers came to Egypt to debate with the ulama there. And at that time, Grand Sheikh said it was very, very pious king on that area, and he was worried how to bring these scholars. The unbeliever scholars are coming. They are different kind of knowledge they have, and they want to debate the Muslim. So he was worried about who will win. So at that night he made istikhara and slept, and Grand Sheikh, may Allah bless his soul, said that he saw Prophet ﷺ in the dream. He said to him, you go in the morning or in the evening, you go to that area, to that masjid, to that place, and you find someone reading Quran and the rest are sleeping. You wake him, you take that person, and he will debate them. He was so happy with the dream, because seeing Prophet ﷺ is truth. He went and he looked, and he saw everyone sleeping except one young boy, very young, not even 10 years of age. He is there reading Quran. So he approached him. When he approached him, he said, Ya waladi, oh my son. He said, I know. No need to be worried. He said, what you know? He said, I know that you are coming by order of Prophet ﷺ for those unbelievers. I will be for them. Because he saw the dream with Prophet, even if he didn't see that dream and that boy would say to him that, he is not going to believe. It's not like now when a president wants to move all security, the whole government will be at risk to stand up for the president. Let the king going to the masjid walking by himself. So next day, they made an appointment to meet in where it was in the square of the city. And the unbelievers came and sitting, waiting for the scholar that they are assigned by the Muslim to come and debate them. So Imam Shafi'i delayed his arrival in order to show them that we are the we are the Muslims and you are the unbelievers. You will be the one to stand for us, not we to stand for you. So when he came, everyone stood up. Instead of the opposite, come on time, no one stand to anyone, so everyone sit on his place. No, he made them to stand up, to acknowledge that someone is going to speak to them. So the leader of the unbelievers stood up and he said, "Oh my son, are you which son? Is your father coming to debate us?" He said, "No, I am coming to debate you." "So what are your questions?" And they said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yes, I am sure, because Egypt is ocean of knowledge. All scholars are ocean. You are to them nothing. So they send me. That I am enough for you. So tell me your questions." Al-harbu khuda'a. War is strategy, tricking people. So the unbeliever, the head of the unbelievers, asked his question. He answered them completely. And at the end, the unbeliever said to him, the priest, "If you say there is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, show me Allah. Let me see him." "Okay, you answered my question, but I want my heart to rest in ease. I want to see him." He said, "Okay, I show you." He said to the king, "I am hearing someone selling milk. Go get me that milk." He was sitting with the unbelievers, with the king, with the Muslim community, and he's saying to the king, a young boy, 10 years of age, "Go get me the milk." And how everyone did not hear that the man is selling milk except him. He was able to hear it, this miracle. So the king went looking for the milk seller, cannot find him, but he heard his voice. So he waited for him, he came and bought the milk and came to Imam Shafi'i. And the Imam called the head of priest, "Come down here." So he came down, because the king is sitting, they have to be there. They cannot deny the boy. And he said, "Look in the milk." He looked in the milk, and Imam Shafi'i said, with pointing to the milk, "Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim." And immediately the milk separated into milk and cheese. Then he said, "Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim." The milk and cheese also separated into milk and cheese and water. He said, "Oh, the one that has eyes like my eyes can see, but the one that has eyes like you cannot see. You cannot separate the milk. Separate it. And this is another bowl of milk, and do what I did." Then that he said, "Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh." So the one that can do that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He doesn't need to bring chemicals to rejuvenate us and bring us from death. Even the milk is mixed with water, still it is لكن أحدهما متميز عن الآخر في علم الله. One is more advanced or more accepted in the presence of the divine presence, because the milk is more accepted. In some cases, the water is the necessity of every human being. So Allah can bring back the milk and the water and can separate whenever He wants the milk and the water. So both of them are soul and body and soul. May Allah forgive us. بحرمة الحبيب بحرمة الفاتحة. Of our shuyukh, that they blend in to explain, although it's a story, it has more might be in it, it has less, it is a story to make to strengthen our belief and to strengthen our acceptance for explanation to people who need to listen about reality of Iman, Islam and Ihsan. ومن الله التوفيق بحرمة الفاتحة.